Hey, how are you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode of Fridays Are For Friends. I'm here with an incredible artist, DaShean Porter. Tell us a little bit about the song you just performed, Stuck.
Man, so Stuck, I want to say I recorded that song in 2023. I have like two or three different versions to be honest, man. Yeah, that was one of the very first songs I recorded off of my upcoming project. And man, it's been like the trajectory of that record has been amazing thus far. But yeah, the very first song off that project, and also just a big record about like the feelings and emotions that you go through when you're stuck on somebody.
Yeah. And what
Absolutely.
inspired that project?
Man, honestly, just being a creative man and just like the necessity of just wanting to create, wanting to find fresher and newer ways to like express yourself, to be real. But I wouldn't really say it's like a certain thing that inspired it. It was just wanting to put something out, man, and wanting to add something new to the world and new to my catalog.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
And your uncle introduced you to music and gifted you
Yeah.
your first studio equipment. How did that impact the trajectory of your artist career?
Man, that changed everything for me, to be real, man. I still have some of like some pieces still to this day, but it played a major part of me learning how to write music, how to engineer myself, how to record myself, how to run sessions. I want to say I was like 14 or 15 years old. So like, at that particular time, man, it was very rare to find kids that had studios in their household day in and day out. Creating music, man, and yeah, it just made me just an all-around creative, man, and yeah, definitely impacted my career for
Yeah,
sure.
and that having such an impact on you so young and you learning so much now, what advice would you give to upcoming artists?
Man, find individuals to be inspired by. My uncle told me that very like early on, the day he gifted me the equipment. He said, I'm gonna give you this rule, man, and this is what I did coming up. Find three people that inspire you, study them, everything that they do, the way that they move, the way that they create, and eventually, the more that you do that, you will become more in tune with your artistic identity. And I would say that just to any artist, man, just really find people to be inspired by, create as much as you can, touch your instrument every single day. Don't let a day go by without you creating something, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes, just do something. And yeah, man, as time progresses, you'll just constantly look back and see yourself just leveling up for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That makes me want to make sure I play my guitar
For
tonight.
sure, man. Just give us some time,
100%,
man. For
100%.
sure.
And you talked about, finding who you were as an artist. Well, how do you balance staying true to who you are, but also when you're looking at all these people that you're inspired by, like how do you balance having that true artistic self while still not conforming to the outside pressures or your influences?
Man, that's a good question. I think it has a lot to do with the feeling that I get. Like if anytime I am partaking on a journey, if it doesn't feel right, I don't mind taking a step back. I'm very big on meditation. So before I make moves, before I create, I like to take time to just enjoy the silence and the space. And I feel like that's something that carries my career as well as an artist. If I ever feel myself just doing something that doesn't feel right, man, just take a step back. This isn't you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Take that time. And within that, you also come in contact with the things that do feel right and the things that do feel pure. And that's what I kind of lead by. So
Yeah.
hopefully that answers the
Yeah,
question
yeah,
for
100%.
sure.
Yeah, and have you been meditating for a while? And if you just got into it or when you got into it, how did you see that change who you were as a person and also a creative?
Yeah. So honestly, man, I've been meditating every day for the past like 8 years. I started when I was living in LA. I was in like this crazy dark space mentally, uh, just being anxious, being depressed a lot. And I remember hearing about it through the grapevine. And I remember just to kind of get spiritual real quick, I started asking God for a sign. And everywhere I went, I would just come in contact with just great people that would remind me of the importance of taking that time. And I just decided to do it, and I've been doing it every day since. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. Um, and I forgot what was the latter part that you said. My apologies.
Yeah, you're good. How did that change who you were as a person and a creative?
Yeah, it made me more calm. It made me more focused. It taught me to be patient and less anxious about things, but just allowing things to run their course. Let things happen organically. Don't be in such a big space to where you just want to force things to happen. Let it be.
Mhm.
And it'll come, you know.
Yeah. And what's the best thing that has come to you as an artist so far?
Peace. Peace with the way I create, the way I sound, my journey. It's like I think that's probably the most valuable thing. It's like I'm at such a peaceful state where I feel like I'm the greatest right now. It's like no one can take that away from me, you know. And as an artist, I'm sure you have those moments as well. So I would say that's probably like the biggest thing, just that peace overall.
Yeah. And that piece that gives you that confidence, how does that confidence then transpire into the music that you make and then also the way you just present yourself as an artist?
Yeah, man. It allows me to just be free. I don't feel the need to try to please anyone. It's me, myself, and I. Not to sound selfish, but essentially in a creative journey, it does come back to that. You know, you have a great team of people that will be there to support you, but at the end of the day, it's like, how do you feel? What are you doing that feels pure to who you are as an artist? And just staying in tune with that. And I feel like, you know, at this stage of my journey, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you could go on tour with any artist, who would it be?
Man, SZA. I'm a big SZA fan. Frank Ocean. I love Frank Ocean. Party Next Door. Kendrick Lamar. Chris Brown. Drake. I know this whole thing with Drake and Kendrick is going on right now, but I'm a fan of both of
I
these
am
guys,
too.
man. So it's like, you know, really, honestly, anyone, especially anyone who I just find to be creative, I think there's a lot to learn overall. So if the opportunity presented itself, I'm there, despite who it is. But I would say my top three would probably be SZA, Chris Brown, and Frank Ocean.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what's your New Year's resolution in your music career, for your music career?
Ooh. To constantly level up, man, taking advantage of the opportunities that come our way, taking advantage of, just I want to say every opportunity, but also being present enough to really take it all in and not just allowing things to like slip away or slip past. Keep my foot on the gas and just constantly getting better.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, every time we hear you, it seems like you get better, and I
For
just
sure.
want
I
people
appreciate
to
that.
to hear that as well. So, can you let them know where they can find your music or check you
Yeah,
out?
absolutely, man. All streaming platforms at DaShean Porter, Apple Music, Spotify, Audio Mac, YouTube, wherever you stream your music from, you'll be able to find me. So yeah, man, show some love. For sure.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and
I
talking to
appreciate
us
you, man.
and
Thank you.
performing here. It really means a lot. And
Likewise.
just want to say, guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Fridays Are For Friends.
Yes, indeed.
Peace.
Peace. What's going on, loved ones? It's DaShean Porter. Thank you for tuning in to Fridays Are For Friends.